After conservative activist Charlie Kirk was shot to death, the vice president is now en route, flying Kirk's body and his family back here to Arizona. This is where he lived and where his company Turning Point USA is based. Good afternoon, everyone, and thanks so much for joining us for 12 News at 4. I'm Tram Mai.
And I'm Troy Hayden. Kirk's body being flown on Air Force 2. Again, right now, Vice President JD Vance on the plane with Kirk's young family. Live images here from Sky Harbor Airport. Air Force 2 took off from Salt Lake City just about a half hour ago. Obviously, we've got a very stepped up security presence and police presence there with the Vice President. He is not expected to get off of Air Force 2 and actually leave the airport. He's expected to kind of just drop off Kirk's body and his family, and then they will make their trip with the motorcade. So Air Force 2 took off from Salt Lake City just about a half an hour ago. So it's likely the plane will arrive at Sky Harbor in the next 30, maybe 45 minutes. Of course, we will be live for that.
And right now, Bianca Bono, she is live at Phoenix Sky Harbor Airport. And Bianca, we know it's still early. He is en route from Salt Lake City, Utah. But what can you tell us?
Well, right now we're standing on the rooftop of the Terminal 4 parking garage awaiting the arrival of Air Force 2. As you mentioned, we're told that plane took off from Utah at about 3:30, so it should be touching down here in Phoenix within the next hour. I'll step out of the way so we could zoom in towards the executive terminal as we anticipate that's where Air Force 2 will be touching down. On board, in addition to Charlie Kirk's casket, is Charlie Kirk's wife, Erica, his two young children, the Vice President JD Vance, and Second Lady, Usha Vance. They will all be arriving here in Phoenix. You mentioned a security presence that has certainly been visible in and around Sky Harbor, not only at the executive terminal, but essentially all around the area of Sky Harbor. We also did see a white hearse arrive in the area of that executive terminal a couple of hours ago in anticipation of Charlie Kirk's body returning back home to Arizona. A little bit of background. Yesterday, after news of Kirk's assassination broke, Vice President Vance was very candid on social media about his relationship, which is deeply personal, with Charlie Kirk. He said that he met him back in 2017 after appearing on Tucker Carlson's show. He said he received a message from a person he didn't know at the time. That was Charlie Kirk, telling him he did a good job, and the two of them got to talking, and it turns out they shared a lot of the same conservative ideas. He was candid about the fact that both of them were a little bit skeptical of President Donald Trump starting back in 2016, but of course the two of them certainly came around. He said that Charlie Kirk was one of the first people he talked to when he was considering running for office, and he said that Charlie Kirk was one of the most influential voices to President Trump when selecting him as the vice presidential running mate. He said that Charlie Kirk was supportive to him after being named the vice presidential nominee, the impact that had on his family, namely his oldest child. He said Charlie Kirk was one of the few people that was constantly checking in to see how he and his family were doing. So clearly a very deeply personal connection between the vice president and Charlie Kirk. We know the vice president was initially today supposed to be spending it at a memorial for 9/11. Instead, he is here. So again, we are waiting for Air Force 2's arrival. I will tell you that several supporters of Charlie Kirk have started arriving here on the rooftop of the parking garage. They have American flags. They're wearing shirts in Charlie Kirk's memory. We'll hopefully start talking to them as they continue to show up over the next half hour or so. But we are keeping a very close eye on the runway here, guys.